Welcome, everyone, to our team call for Leverage AI or LEV AI. We are excited to have you on the call today. And what we're going to do on this format of the call is really, we're going to go through the back office and we're going to show you some of the tools. But I'm going to introduce Scott Kufis, who is really a legend in this industry. He's got over 45 years and has built pretty massive organizations of over 500,000 people, and it's done over $1 billion in sales. Just has a keen insight to what he sees with this business and really the steps that you need to be taking. And we're going to share some text messages, some prospecting, some daily methods of operation that you can be doing every day. The secret to success in this industry or in this business is to take action on a daily basis. If it's 10 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, you're taking actions and you're introducing new people to what we are promoting. And with the AI movement and the revolution, I'd have to tell you, I've been in the game for 30 years. It's the easiest conversation to start when I'm talking with people and they're open, they're receptive, they want to know how they can improve that with their business, and they don't want to get left behind. And that's a real fear. If people are not engaging in AI, they're going to lose their job to people that are engaging to AI, or they're going to get left behind and it's going to be hard for them to compete. And so one of the most important things you can do as a business person in your career, whatever career that is to develop your skills. And we're going to show you through this platform, through this team, how you can develop your AI skills, how you can get better every day. So if you come with us and you spend 30 days with us, jumping on these Zooms and using your system, you're going to get better. You're going to be better than before you got here and when you leave. And we want you to at least commit to 6 months. Go, hey, I'm going to learn my AI skills. I'm going to be part of this. And if you lock yourself into this program for 6 months, you're never going to leave, because you're going to be making money. You're going to be thriving. Your business is going to be thriving. And there is a massive window of opportunity that we want to help you jump through. So on that note, Scott, if you want to unmute yourself, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I'll show the back offices when you're ready. And,
Sure.
and most importantly, everyone, this is an interactive question and answer session. So it's all so new to everybody, as to myself, to everybody on this call. So if you do have questions, put them in the chat. We'll try to answer it. When we go through the question and answer session, raise your hand, be vocal, because if you've got the question, someone else probably has the question also. Scott, over to you.
Right on, right on. Okay, so 2 sections. I'm going to talk about really daily method of operation, what we need to still be doing every single day, especially during a launch. So there's one first week, one first month in the business, and we want to know how to capitalize on that. After 40 years of being in this industry and seeing an enormous amount of launches, I just want to make sure that we have best practices. And it's never been easier to expose and reach more people than it is right now. And then the second part, of course, with Jason, we'll walk through the back office and some of the tool set and things you can take advantage of. So step number 1, what got us to here right now? What's exciting, if you're watching this, is the company was able to attract, over 40,000 people in about 30 days that said, yep, I'm interested in this AI thing. That is a clue. And it's really important you internalize this right now. If 40,000 people in 30 days with virtually no website to share, no testimonials, no income testimonials, no demonstrations said they're interested, then you have to understand millions upon millions of people will be interested in hearing the story. And actually, the only variable is whether you reach them or not. Because every single day, a couple of 100,000 people per day, literally millions of people per week, are trying AI for the very first time. Millions of new people a week, just in the United States alone. And so around the world, it's a massive number, significantly bigger. And so what you have to realize is I've never seen, and same thing with Jason, Dave, and Lila, and many leaders come on. The fact is, we've never seen a subject that's more readily open to every single person you talk to than AI. And it's not going to change anytime soon. And I watch a lot of content and I watch a lot of the top people in the world talk about where we're going. We're perfectly positioned. So this is important for you to know. Number 2, what are you doing on a daily basis to get the attention? You did something perhaps to enroll 5 people, 10 people, 20 people up until this point. So the first step is we need people to engage. You have to understand we have a brand new company and you go through a pre-launch. Lots of people look at things for free, but not everybody's going to convert. But you can't worry about everybody. You can only worry about the people you personally enrolled. So you want to reach out to each one of those and give some variation of an emotional grace period that people we just launched 48 hours ago. So, a lot of people are busy. They had work to do. They have lives, they have kids. There's a lot of things happening in the world and they're just now getting to it. So here we are, the first weekend after launch, 48 hours later, and now people will begin to dig into what's here. So you want to understand that whether it's the next couple of days or the next week or so, just remind people politely, hey, when's a good time to follow up? I want to share with you the back office. Let's get you engaged and have a dialogue with people to move them along. You only really need to be doing that for the next 3 to 5 days, 7 days, up until the end of the month. What you need to be doing every day, though, is introducing more candidates. And so every day you wake up, you could be sending out 10, 20, 30 messages, usually in about 10 or 15 minutes over breakfast and coffee. And I want to share with you exactly what to do. So step number one is figure out what you're going to send to them. Ask upline for some simple text communication if you don't have it already that you could send to somebody. But the most important thing is that you don't worry about the words that you're sending, that you're simply trying to connect with someone and say, hey, what are you up to? Or I ran into something, or I thought of you this week. Something really incredible just happened. I want you to be aware of. Or have you started using AI yet? Or how have you started using AI in your daily life? Would you like to learn how to leverage it immediately and improve your profitability, your proficiency, your results? And so when you ask people how they're using it or if they're using it, a lot of people will begin to comment and they'll say, I haven't, or I just started playing with ChatGPT. So step one is you're just trying to create conversations. Business is all conversations. If you don't engage people in conversations, there's no place for them to send a link, right? So start conversations daily. If you keep it as simple as business is conversations, and the success of your business is based on the number of conversations you have, then it's a pretty simple concept, right? So every day you want to start off by sending these messages. I like what Facebook does, but it depends on your Facebook audience. I have thousands of people on Facebook. You probably do too. And every day they tell you who the birthdays are. So it was fun. Every day I'm always, oh, I forgot about that person. I forgot about that person. So today there was like 12 birthdays and I simply reach out and say, happy birthday, Andrea. We haven't chatted in a while. I'm so excited for you. I hope this is your greatest year ever. Let's catch up this week. When's a good time just to reconnect? So that's a good thing to say on happy birthday. The idea is if you're sending out happy birthday messages and inviting people to connect this week, they're all not going to say, yeah, man, I'm excited to catch up, Scott. But what will typically happen is 1 or 2 a day, certainly 10 or 15 a week will. That's 40, 50 new conversations this month that you can build your business on. If you had 10 people on your team, that's 500 conversations. If you have 100 people on your team, that's 5,000 conversations that are connected. A conversation begins. The other has to do with your list. So you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on almost any site, or even you can go into Facebook groups. I tell people this all the time. There's an enormous amount of Facebook groups online. You don't have to try to blast a message, which typically will get taken down. You can typically go into a number of Facebook groups. And if you click on members, it'll give you a list of thousands of people. Sometimes they don't have that turned off. And so now if you're like in an income opportunities group, you're in a network marketing Facebook group, of which there's many, or you're a networking group, an affiliate marketing group, a YouTube group, it doesn't matter. There's unlimited amounts of groups with literally millions of people to talk to. You could direct message people and just say, hey, I noticed we're in the same group. We have the same interests. I ran into something, a way to use AI to sort of make money online. If you're interested, let me know. Or if you're interested, watch this video and let me know. So the idea is everybody can do that and do a dozen or 2 dozen every single day. And lastly, your phone. Your phone is loaded with contacts, right? And if you started with A or Z, however you want to do it, or if you wanted to go after your best list first, just take out another piece of paper and then real quickly scan your phone. Just sit there today, at some point in time, and just write the names of 20 or 30 people you didn't think about for a while. So if you just scan your list, you're like A's, B's, C, you're going to know who the best of the best are. And it's going to be obvious to you. So those are the people we want to start with. We're typically looking for people that are entrepreneurial, that have a direct selling background, an affiliate background. Maybe they have international contacts. This is going to be a monster internationally. The international market will absolutely dwarf anything we do in America. It really will. And so you want to be thinking about even asking people every way, who do you know in another country? Who do you know in Asia? Who do you know in Europe? Who do you know in Africa, South America? Do you know any of these people? Just keep asking, who do you know? If you want to master how to build a list, ask people, who do you know? And then, hey, I found a great business for people that know people in India. Found an amazing business for people that know people in Japan. This is an incredible business for people that are located, in France. It doesn't really matter. And so you just reach out to people, creating conversations to introduce people to, hey, take a look at this. We're on the cutting edge of where we're going. So your daily candidates, your inflow is really critical. Now, I know we have a lead segment to our offering, right? So our tool suite, which is great, but you're not prepared for that yet. Like, what you need to do is, I teach people all the time, we have unlimited warm leads already connected to us or very accessible. We want to practice presentations with some people we know. And then, of course, it's going to be very, very simple to go after a mass market, later. So again, daily method of operation, 10 in play and 3 today. I tend to like the idea that you're having 10 conversations and you get 3 people to make a decision, yes, no, or later. And so it doesn't matter whether they say yes or no or later. The point is, you got 3 people to make a decision. So either they're going to join you and move forward or backwards. Now, what does that mean to you economically? What I just talked to you about is a way for you to develop two or 3 sales every single day if you were consistent. So 2 or 3 sales a day, could create an extra $100, $200, $300 a day in personal production with no downline, with no organization, just introducing people to a tool. So if you want to increase your own income by $1,000 this month, you don't have to worry about your entire team. You just need to go introduce 10, 15, probably customers into this system, which, if you're going to get 15, requires you probably have to have 75 or 80 conversations to get, 15 people to say, yes, I'm ready to go now. See, we're not worried if whatever reason that they may say no, or they're distracted, or I know something like this, or I tried something like this, or is this like this, or what do you think about this? Like anything in that category, just realize, don't worry about it. That's natural. It's a law of averages. A certain percentage of people are just ready to freaking go. They're hungry. Like when you're hungry, you eat anywhere, right? You just, we got to get something to eat. Like, I'm thirsty. You're really thirsty. You get something. We're looking for people that are looking for us right now. And when you consider that's millions and millions and millions of people, the other thing is, it's important to understand the value proposition, that our key value proposition is we're saving people money and time. That while there's an unlimited amount of AI type tools in the world, and a lot of things are accessible, some are accessible for free, some have large subscription fees, it's inconvenient for people to bounce around and figure it out. That we're introducing people to using AI technology specifically for building their brand and building their businesses right now. And for as little as $50 or $100 a month, or a cup of coffee a day, we can get you started. No more excuses, just in action, making more money, making it now. Just stay right on that topic. Don't get distracted and look for people that are looking for you. I promise we'll have an unlimited amount of people that will bounce through the system. And lastly, you have to realize it's our first couple days. I tell people all this. It's one of the most profound things I've learned over 40 years is the business that all founders intend to build isn't the business that launches. It's just a business has to launch at some time. There's no perfect day to launch. So there's no perfect business time. So you just launch the business. So the business that we launch isn't the business we'll have in 30 days. The business we have in 30 days won't be the business we have in 90 days or in 6 months. We're only 48 hours in. So over the course of the next 4 or 5 weeks, communication will get really tight. Like, it'll be really great. Someone gets in, they get an autoresponder, they get a text message. Here's the 3 emails that go out in the first 3 days. Here's the way to educate people. Here's the tutorials. Here's your welcome video. All of that will occur. It's just not going to happen the first 48 hours, or we keep having to wait for the business to launch. Like, we could wait 3 more weeks for everything to be in place, or we can get after and start making money and learning things right now, and then it will happen anyway. The other is, we're America, so we're testing everything first because the rest of the world's bigger and it's more complicated. And so now, as we get into the international scene this week, it's important to realize all the feedback we give the company is positive. It's just feedback. If it doesn't work here, or this doesn't work, or there's technology glitch or whatever, no problem. It'll all get resolved. It always does. It's just the first couple days. And so the first few weeks is all about communication. As we get into October 1st, then we'll have our first full month of growth. Right now, we're only going to have, a week or 10 days of growth to get people to try the products and services. And lastly, the most important thing you can do is use them. So
Yes, how are you?
as we now get these products and services
Like,
and the tool set in place,
I need
now that we're
a
getting it in place, you can have a testimonial. You can say, hey, I built my own website with this. I was able to educate my own AI twin. I was able to post things on my TikTok and Instagram using this and save money and time. And so to the extent that you use the products this week, then your success will be even better next week. You don't have to master everything the first day. You're not going to. AI is going to be a growing entity for many, many, many years. You just need to master the moment, which is get started and try some things and get better at those things this week. And then next week, try a different tool set. So this week, maybe you build a website for your first time. Maybe you start to populate the AI twin. You don't have to spend hours populating all the AI twin and all this stuff your very first day. You just need to know that you want it to know as much about you as possible to do its best job, right? And so I want to encourage you to have a longer term vision when a company launches the first, 2 days, the first week, the first 2 weeks, because I always look back. I'm always excited what happens 60 days later. I'm like, wow, do you remember we were there at the beginning? And then when people get in there and you're like, well, you'll have no idea what it was like at the beginning. Like we were there. It was cool. And it's easy for you. And we're all going to be able to say to people, it's easy for you. And Jason's going to share with us how easy and cool it is in the back office now. But fundamentally, take self-responsibility for the law of averages, your daily method of operation, your consistent lists. Be thinking more long-term after you've introduced this to 50, 100, 200, 300 people. The first 20, it's a little awkward. The second 20 seems pretty simple. The third 20, it's a piece of cake. And now you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a monster, and plug in for the ride of your life. I really believe and it's what everyone's predicting. There'll be more wealth created because of the AI revolution in the next 24 months than there really was in all of social media in the last 5 or 10 years. And the reason is because everybody is going to be more proficient than they ever have. And that's fundamentally what we do. We save you money, we save you time, we increase your profitability. That's at the core of everything AI is all about. And we want you to get after it. So I look forward to answering your questions, helping you in the future. And we're all here for you. And I'm excited to have Jason kind of walk through all the cool things we have in the back office now.
Thank you, Scott. I kind of chuckle because I go, I'm just learning the back office and everything
Yeah,
also.
great.
But you know what?
Yeah.
We are all learning, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think Scott made some very important points. You take action every day. Don't go, oh, I've got a back office, I'm going to spend hours and hours learning it. No, or building my AI. Most important thing that you can do is be sending out text messages and inviting. Absolutely. And in the chat, I did 2 text messages that I used, 2 different approaches, one asking a question for curiosity, one opening up. My preference is to ask permission. I always ask permission. Are you open? Are you receptive? Would you like to check it out? Instead of me just blasting out my link. I think I kind of take offense to that. So I would always just, ask permission. And then I wrote a follow-up. Okay. And just make sure you use your username in that. It's in the chats. Take them. Use them, modify them to your group, but I'm using it and I'm doing it. I did it yesterday on my LinkedIn. I think I took 10, Scott said, hey, take 10, 15 minutes. So that's what I did. And I had 4 people respond, hey, I'm interested. And these are people I've never even talked to. I mean, they're just in my contact. Had another guy respond from my Facebook. So that's your daily operation. And what I like to do before I jump into the back office, if there's any questions, I want to introduce a couple really important players to this team. And the first one is a very good friend of mine. We've known each other since I was 17 years old. He has built just massive organizations in this industry. I'd like him to share, what got his attention. Hey, listen, took me 3 phone calls to go, Dave, you got to check this out. He was busy. So just because they're busy and they don't respond right away, and he's my buddy, we used to be roommates together, be persistent if they're good until they say yes, or until they say no, or until they say, I just want to check it out and wait. that's okay. But Dave Rasmussen, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I know you have two very powerful people that you've brought on this team also. So turn it over to you. Say hi and what caught your attention?
All right. Hey, thanks. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I literally thought I'd never be doing this again.
And that's true. That's a
because,
true statement. He's told me that many times.
because I've been in this industry off and on for about 43 years. You know, I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with it. I've made no money in companies and I've made millions of dollars in other ones. And so, um, you know, I'm a traditional business guy. I own a flooring company and a custom shower business. So we do a lot of business here in the Phoenix area. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. And when years ago, both my father and one of my mentors always told me in business, probably the most important thing is you have to have a product that's easy to sell. And I didn't understand what either of them were talking about, so I asked, and one of them said, "Well, when's the last time somebody talked you into buying gasoline?" And I thought, "Wow, okay, so the oil companies have an easy product to sell." This, when I looked at this, and you know, my wife uses AI, all my friends use AI. I've never used it until recently, but I I'm not getting. Well, actually, before I joined, Jason was telling me about this. I did a little research, and before I joined, I kind of cheated a little bit. I went out and talked to 10 business owners that I knew that own businesses here in Arizona, and I got zero pushback from any of them. My question was, "Do you know about AI?" And they said, "Yeah, we know about it." And I said, "Are you using it for your business?" And every one of them said, "No, I'm not using it for my business." And I said, "Why not?" And they said, "Because I don't know how." And so I said, "Well, what if there's a way I could show you how to use it in a relatively inexpensive tool package that you could get, and you could, you know, you don't have to have a lot of tech knowledge, and you could use AI to enhance your business." And they were all in. And so once that happened, I called Jay and I said, "All right, I'm in, let's do this." And you know, I brought a few people on. I've only brought myself, I brought 13 people into the business. And I think the team has grown to almost 300. And so, and this is really, we've been doing this about 2 weeks. That's how long I've been doing it. So anyway, that's kind of how I got here. I'm excited. I think that the world needs this, and this is a way where we can bring AI to the masses. And again, they don't have a lot of tech knowledge. I think it's going to be really, really easy. Just get the videos in people's hands. So, Jay, let me turn it back to you.
Do you want to introduce your leaders that you brought on?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I
I'd
will
love to
do
have
that.
them say what, just take a few minutes and what caught their attention.
Yeah, the one of the first people I called was Lila Colgan, and I ran this by her, and she immediately shot me down. And so,
And she's super
because
sharp too and knows AI,
because
right? Yeah.
I know she, out of everybody I know, I thought, who knows AI the best? And it was her. And so, you know, I called her up and she's like, "No, this doesn't interest me." And then, so after we started talking you know, I explained to her, I said, "Look, this isn't for somebody like you who has, you know, all this knowledge about AI. This is for the average person who has no knowledge, which is the masses." So I introduced this to Lila, and then she got rolling, and she's got a massive team going. So Lila, are you there? Somebody needs
I
to
hope she's
unmute
there.
her.
I see her picture.
Unmute yourself there, Lila.
There she is.
Oh, hello.
We're
Oh, she's
putting you on the
probably
spot,
working.
Lila.
She's a workaholic. Go ahead, Lila. Tell us why you're here.
One second, she says.
Oh,
Just
okay.
she's just trying to. There she
Okay,
goes.
hi. Sorry about that.
Hi.
I have a car that had to get towed this morning, so been dealing with that. But hi guys. So a lot of you guys already know me, but yeah, so Dave, you didn't really tell them that you paid me $500 to join. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, that's
He
the
twisted my
secret.
arm.
Okay, yeah.
That's how you get them in.
No, actually, so when Dave came to me, I basically said no immediately because I'm in a couple of AI masterminds, like some really heavy duty masterminds, and I've paid a lot of money for AI tools. And so I said, I don't really need this because I'm in a lot of AI masterminds, and you guys are probably hearing that right now. You're probably hearing people saying, oh, well, I already used a lot of AI tools. I don't need this for anything. And you'll probably hear that. That's a probably pretty good excuse, right? ChatGPT is not really AI. I mean, it's basic AI, but it's not really the kind of complicated AI that you need to run a business. So the longer I looked at this, and I know that Dave had shared with me too that he had reached out to some business owners, and it's really true, guys. There's a lot of people. If you're not going with AI now, you're going to get left behind. And there's a lot of businesses out there. There's a lot of realtors out there. There's a lot of people out there that want to automate their business. They don't know how. And I think the other question to ask people is, are you making money from AI? Because a lot of people use AI, but are you making money from AI, even if they don't have a business? So they can eventually they can come in here very easily to do the business, even if they're like people that I don't want to build a team. Okay, you don't need to build a team. You can come in here for 19 bucks a year and you can refer customers all the time. But I guarantee you this, you refer one realtor that turns on 10 other realtors, you're going to want to be doing the business, right? Because you're going to want to make that residual from those people as well. So I just feel like this is a really great opportunity. I also kicked and screamed because I was like, I am not going to do this ever again. I didn't want to sell like a lotion or potion or anything like that. I couldn't do it. But AI is hot. AI is like everybody's talking about it. Nobody understands it. We have amazing tools that can teach people how to run their business or make money, and it's a very simplified way. We've got several different tools all wrapped up in one that's going to help them grow their business so that they don't have to go out and buy these individual tools like I did, right? Like I did an AI avatar. I did one that was literally cost me $177 just to make an avatar, right? So we've got something really amazing in our hands for only 99 bucks a month that you can't do anywhere else. So I'm excited. I know there's a lot of people out there that can benefit from this, and you should be too. Don't be turned off by the people that say, I already got it. I already know what I'm doing with AI. Get one of us on the phone. And what I love about this is for the first time that I've been in a company, we have Jason, we have Scotty, we have Dave that are like amazing leaders, and Kimmin, right? Who have all been here, who've made millions in the industry as well, that we are together as a team helping all of you, which is crazy, right? Because normally you just have like one leader and then they ghost you or whatever, and then you're trying to find who else you have. You have all of us to help you. So good luck to everybody, and I'm excited to work with you too.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. Kimon, are you on? Kimi, are you on, buddy? I see that he's there. Are you there? Would love to hear from you. He's a superstar in the industry. I've known him for many, many years. I'd love to hear your insights and what got your attention, because I'm just excited to have you part of this team and love for you to share. Are you there? Okay.
He's muted, I think.
Is he muted?
Yep.
I'm not sure if he's okay. Well, if you want to text him privately, that would be great. I did text everybody that I'd love everybody to share. That would be great. Love him to share.
He's probably enrolling somebody.
He's probably enrolling someone. What I want to do now is just take a few minutes and show you the back offices and show you probably the most important component is where you go to get your AI tools. Let me see if I can work my share real quick here. Here it is. This is the first one. Okay. Can everybody see this? This is where you go. You go to my.app.get.lev.ai. Okay. This is where the tools are at. You use your same username, your same email, and your same password as your main site. So there's two back offices. We just learned this last week or 2 days ago. There's 2 back offices, one that manages your business, which I think you're very familiar with. And then second, this one is where you get your tools. And as soon as you start, now to be full disclosure, I just logged onto this for the first time today. And so I'm on it and I'm just learning how to do it. And so what you want to do is you want to go through and you want to go down through here and you want to write a social post. What you would like to do here is play with each one of these, but I want to train my AI. And I think that make sure you have a strategy to use your AI instead of going, I got to spend all this time training an AI. How are you going to use that AI? Are you going to use it for international markets? You're going to use it for your social posts. And so you click on this and you go through and you start to fill out this information. The more information you put, the better off you are. You don't have to do it all at once. It's not a one-shot deal. You can come back tomorrow, add more information, go, hey, I wrote a great article. I'm going to add that in here. And you can continue to add and continue to grow. The more information that you put into training your AI, the more it will become like you and answer questions when you're doing the chat AI. So my advice on this page and in this section is just start learning it. It's Saturday afternoon, take a little bit of time. I'm actually going to try to make a website. I'm not very good at making websites but I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to try to make this. I'm going to try to make a website. So you can see each one of these, my AI chat, this is information and it's pretty step by step. So just follow the prompts, go through it. Don't worry, you're not going to make any mistakes. Learn it. And if you do have any issues, be patient. The company's just launched. And I was talking to Scott and they're like, the tech team goes, we need to really work out all of the bugs, a live environment. And if you've ever owned a company or launched a company before, you understand that when it's a live environment, a lot of bugs that you don't even think of start to happen and come up. So they're very responsive. If you do have an issue, hit your support button in your back office and I'll show you where that is. So just go through each one of these prompts, have some fun. Like here's my website builder. I'm going to do that and work that. So most important thing here, 2 websites, your back office, which I'm going to go into next. And this one is your AI tool business. Okay. If you have any questions, we'll put it in the chat and we'll go from there. And then let me stop the share here. And let me start one more share and show you the next back office. Here it is. Okay, and this is a back office everyone has this back office. Now, this back office is just a $19 back office. I did not upgrade it. It's one of my lines that it's built, actually my daughter's account. I haven't upgraded it yet, but you can see that I get a referral link. So I could spend $19 and start getting customers. Okay. So if I just want to start getting customers, I can do that. There's two packages, the $49 package, you get the avatar, and then the $99 package, monthly subscription. And the $99 gives you multiple profiles. Okay. So you can have multiple businesses, like if Dave, for an example, he has a conventional business, his tile business. He can create a profile and a website for his tile business where he's posting and doing social media posts for his tile business. And he can also have his AI, his LEV AI business as another profile. If you're a real estate agent, you can have a real estate. My friend's in the mortgage business. He's going to use this to help build his mortgage business. So you can have multiple profiles with that different options. Okay, so that's the cool thing about it, whatever business you're in. And I really think that the social media component that you can start to build here and utilize this with the CRM that's linked up to it is so powerful, because you've got to be building your social brand. Scott's made a comment to me. He goes, Grant Cardone says, it's not how many people you know, it's how many people know you. That's the power when you start to realize social media. And if you like Facebook or don't like Facebook, I really don't like Facebook that much, but I use it to build my social brand and I use it for contact base. So when you're looking here, you can just see here's your ranks, here's your progress that you're making. It tracks everything that you're doing, your lines, your organization. You can see what you need to do to hit each rank as you move up the scale, up the rank of the company and hit different ranks. Lead partner is your first one you want to do. You want to get at least one leg with $250 in volume, and you want to have 2 actively personally enrolled. And this will really help you to do this, and it keeps you on track on where you're doing. There's some very helpful links here coming in that are very helpful that you can go through, and you can see all of your different managing your members. You can click on, oh, it does stay in the same. You can see, I don't have any members here, but you're managing your members. So this, for a brand new startup, which I love that it's Terry LaCour's Enterprises that's done $7 billion in sales. It has a fantastic infrastructure. Dave and I were talking the other day on how cool and how many features and how easy this back office is to use and to work. So have fun with this, learning it. Here's some couple customers that we need to turn into distributors or partners. I like the term partners better, doing that. So please have fun with this. Click on the buttons, learn how it works so you can become comfortable with it. And just remember, it's a learning curve. You're learning how the business works. You have the different reports. You have the different trees that you can look at. My reports. Let me see one thing. When you look at this, this is something that Dave and I learned together. We're not seeing when we're placing people because there is a waiting room. The waiting room, you'll click on. I don't have anybody in the waiting room. I don't believe in this. Okay, there's nobody in the waiting room on this.
There's also different views of trees as well, Jason. So like people don't realize they can toggle back and forth on that.
Very good. That's what Dave and I are talking. You see right here, team. Here, this is your enrollment team. If you click down here and you go placement, it will show placement. There is some people under here. There will be show placement on this, okay? So you can see these are placed. These aren't personal roles. These are people that are placed in this organization. So you can go back and forth. Doesn't have any personally enrolled, but I did place some people underneath her, okay? And because you want to develop 5 key lines that maxes out the compensation plan. It puts you at the very top of the compensation plan, and that's where you want to be. Okay. So a lot of people are going, oh, do I place people underneath people? Yes, if they'll work well together, if they're in the same region. I have a new person that I sponsored in Vancouver that he has a lot of contacts in Vietnam, and so I go, hey, do you have leaders in Malaysia? Because I'm doing some work in Malaysian, and a lot of them don't speak, 100% English. And so he's like, yeah. So you start to work your groups like that. Okay. So enjoy, just take it, learn it every day, just every day. Again, I was listening to Anthony Robbins, and he goes, the number one thing you can do to benefit your career is to learn AI, is to develop your skills. And then in the marketplace of developing this right now is your AI skills. So that's what we want to do in the training. We'd like to keep these to about 30 minutes. We went a little longer today, but I'm going to open it up for any questions that you may have, any comments, any feedback. We're here to help you. And is there an age requirement for partners? I believe it is 18, but that is guessing. I have not read that in the policies and procedures. And Scott, maybe you can help me out with that if you do know the answer.
I do not, but you can waive. I mean, they don't really look at those. So I don't think anything's going to be stopped if it's 16, to be honest.
Okay.
Just give it a go.
Okay. Next question is, will there be ability to upload documents into your back office versus saving them into Google Docs? I don't, Brenda, I don't have an answer to that question. I'm not quite sure, but I don't have an answer to that question. Sorry. Unless somebody else. Can I get a recording of this? Yes, we are going. Avatar is asking, AI Avatar is asking for a recording. We will post this. We are starting a WhatsApp group for our team, Dave and We're all admins on it. We'll start inviting that in. On my email list, the link is on there. And then we also have a messenger group, but a lot of people aren't on, for the international markets, aren't on Facebook for the messenger group. So we are doing our own private WhatsApp group for this team called LEV AI Partners. And so if you do get invited to that, that is our team, our group. There are other teams and the groups out there. Obviously, we just want to create some personalized attention for you, so everyone feels comfortable asking questions and helping everyone achieve their goals, whatever your goal is. If it's to get debt free, if it's to become a millionaire, there's a window, and we want to help you achieve that. So I will post that here. If there's any other questions, raise your hand. If not, we'll wrap up, everybody. And oh yeah, Scott, are you doing the corporate call on Monday night?
I am doing the corporate call. Yes. Monday night, 9 o'clock. I am the featured speaker. Okay.
So let's drive to that. We are talking with the leaders here on scheduling a call an opportunity call just for our team that we'll have probably twice a week. We're looking at Tuesdays and Thursday nights, but we'll announce that to you. And then we're looking to have these Saturday morning training calls on a weekly basis, on probably at this time, if that's good for everybody, if it works, and we'll record it. Okay.
There's another question, Jay.
I'm sorry.
There is another question. The actual training for each of the tools or support. Yes, as soon as we get our hands on the actual training modules, we'll be sharing those with everybody. I'm sure they're making training modules with all the little tools that we can use.
Yeah,
one thing that I'd like to comment
yes,
about,
they are, Dave. Yes, they are. They're going to be doing that.
yeah. The one thing that I'd like to comment about is for my traditional business, I hired a social media person. I was paying that person $3,600 or $3,900 every quarter. And what they were doing was they were doing social media posts for me, and they were running ads for me on social media. And so what I'm figuring out here with this is I'm going to be able to do this, let this, for $99 a month, I'll be saving $3,300 a quarter. And I'm going to let this do the social media posts for me, and then we'll figure out how to run the ads and so forth. So when you're talking to business owners, that's one of the things that scares them away from social media advertising and from, AI, using AI, is because they think it's really super expensive, and typically it is. So this is going to be a real nice solution for small business owners.
And it really is. Oh, another question that came in: is there a guarantee if they're not satisfied with the product? I'm assuming most companies offer a 30-day money back guarantee. So, but I would just check your policies and procedures on that, and the guarantee on that. Can it translate and launch a book? No, I don't think it can translate and launch a book. But it could. But I don't know. That's a
Lila question.
Yeah,
that's a Lila question. Is right. That's a little over my head on.
Yeah, well, actually, the service as a current service right now, it's not designed for that. I mean, obviously, it launches websites right away. There's a number of people who have already done it the first 2 days, but it's like the kind of service that could be added quickly. So just know that we have to start somewhere. Not everybody needs to launch a book. That's just a different service, but over the course of 2 or 3 or 4 months, the company will begin to add more products and services. And obviously that's a natural to create various ebooks and normal books and things like that. That would be a normal course that could easily be added, but at this moment in time isn't necessary. Yeah.
And I think and that's a good point. The product is really geared for entrepreneurs, people that need customers. If you're in a business that needs customers, this is a platform that you can use. It has all the powerful AI tools in one platform: real estate agent, mortgage agent, Dave with his tile business taking over, and I've canceled. I was spending $240 a month on my AI lead generation, my CRM, and my posting. I've canceled all of those. I'm now doing $99. And I'm realizing I'm going to spend a good part of the afternoon teaching my AI chat because I'm trying to expand internationally. I'm picking Malaysia, but Malaysia, there's a lot of them aren't speaking, good English, and I'm trying to communicate with them. So if I can use my chat, my avatar that looks like me, sounds like me, but speaks in Malay, man, it's golden. And then I can go into Japan and I can go into all of those different markets. And how am I going to get those contacts? LinkedIn. And then when you're in LinkedIn, you're in Facebook, make sure you're expanding your contact base. I'm reaching out to my current ones, but I'm also adding more and more people to my contact friends. All right, everybody. We appreciate you very much. We will. Is there any more questions? We will wrap up. We live in the Philippines. Okay, good. Philippines are awesome. Yeah, everybody speaks English in the Philippines. I'm trying to get my Filipino team moving out, and we are excited. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording.